My name is Chris Herring. I am from Starkville, Mississippi, and I graduated from Mississippi State University. Well, my hometown is the size of 20,000 people. The university itself, Mississippi State University, is roughly 20 or 22,000 people, so the town is doubled whenever students are in, which is most of the year. The town is good, it's small, and it's a southern place. And it is not as much of a college town as some other college towns may be, but that's kind of why I like it a lot. The thing that I like about Memphis actually is that it has like a bigger city, bigger town feel to it. Obviously you look downtown and you see large buildings, you know, I say skyscrapers, but you see these high-rise buildings. But Memphis has a kind of a smaller city, smaller town feel to it. Unless you're downtown looking up at the buildings, you don't really realize that you're in a city that has a metro area of like 1.2 million people. It's got a lot of different neighborhoods, it's got a lot of different things to do, and so it doesn't have a busy city feel to it. So the transition, the point is, the transition has been pretty nice for me. I haven't felt overwhelmed by traffic or people or any of the factors that usually come with transitioning to a bigger place. When I was a junior in college, I considered switching to optometry, or pre-optometry from accounting. And so I shadowed some ODs, I'd shadowed dentists before, I'd shadowed medical doctors, I'd considered doing various things in the medical profession. But generally, for me, I like the primary care side of things. I like the idea of preventative medicine more so than, oh, you're sick, let's go try to fix it now. Because if you help somebody prevent from getting sick, they never have to go to a doctor to fix what's broken. And so that really appealed to me. And also optometry, you get to hang out with people every single day. Different types of people from different backgrounds who have just different ideas than you have about things in life. And that's really interesting to me, that no matter where they come from or what they think or believe, you're there to help them and they're really appreciative of it. And so you can learn a lot about yourself and about others through a profession like optometry. So one of the things that I like to do giving a tour is go show the students the old labs and the old classrooms, and then I want them to keep those things in mind, and then I walk them down and show them the new labs and the new classrooms. And of course the old facilities were actually still good facilities, I mean, compared to most other schools around the country. And then we had these new ones which just blow our old ones out of the water. And so it's really impressive, and so you will be learning in a top-notch facility, which does improve the learning experience. Also, like I said, I love the people. They remind me of people back at Mississippi State. They're very welcoming, they're open-armed. One of the things I loved about here was that people come from all over the country. The clinic, like I said, the clinic, you learn so much in clinic, and that's probably the most important part. And you see everything that you'll see in your real life practice, you see in the clinic. And so that's very appealing. The patient base in Memphis is really good for us because we do have some low-income people that are here, and so they do, I say offer, but they have disease and pathology that you might not see in a higher income patient base, and so it exposes you to really every and any kind of problem that you might see in the eyes in your future practice. And you actually get a lot of exposure to those type of, you know, disease states and whatnot, so you can recognize it in the future. And also, I think they tell us, and I think it is true, obviously, that you see, what, 2,000 or 3,000 patients in your time here at SCO. And I mean, when you see so many people, it just ingrains it in your system what to look for, how to do it, how to respond to what you see. And so when you combine that with seeing the most diseased eyes, and then you see regular eyes too, so you get a nice variation of everything. So when you combine all those factors together, the clinic and the people here in Memphis is the perfect opportunity to learn how to be the best OD possible. I had a moment this past May that really was like, this is why I'm so thankful that I'm in this profession. We went on a RAM trip, and RAM is Remote Area Medical Organization, where you go to remote areas and you give medical, help to people in need. We actually didn't go to a remote area, we went to an urban area, East St. Louis, Missouri, which has got a very low income population that needs a lot of different medical health care. And we went and volunteered there, saw like 350 patients in a 2-day period. And I was able to actually do chair skills, refract, actually give smaller exams to people there, and they were so appreciative. All of them were so nice, and they needed a lot of help. And I think the #1 person that I remember that I truly helped was a woman who, she couldn't fuse her eyes together. She couldn't see well enough to read because she just could not fuse her eyes together. And I saw it and I noticed it, and I brought out a lens, it's called a prism lens, that helps her fuse her eyes. And we put them on, and she was able to read, she said, a magazine for the first time in like 2 years because her eyes actually were working together. And that's something that's just very simple, just a lens that she didn't even know existed, and she was able to read. And the joy on her face from being able to read a magazine was, I mean, it was much more joy for me, I think, than it was for her. And so when I saw how happy she was, I was like, yep, I think I chose a pretty good profession. People here are wonderful. One of my favorite things about SCO that I did not realize necessarily before I came to visit was that there are kids from all over the country. I keep harping on this, but I am from Mississippi. My friends are from Mississippi. My family is from here. So I didn't have a lot of exposure to kids who were from the West Coast, the East Coast, the Midwest. We have a classmate who's from 18-hour drive north of Vancouver, Canada. And he's closer to Alaska than he is to the United States. And so you see and you get to interact with kids from all different backgrounds. And so it really, really, really helps mold you as a person, and just as far as being able to interact with anybody from everywhere. And so that has been something that I've loved at SCO. My experience has been absolutely fantastic.